Here's a shot into center field. It's going to dribble through. Runner around third to score. The throw home. Too late. FAMU wins it. Jasmine Townsend, that's her first base hit of the game. A dribbler up the middle. Scoring lead. FAMU wins it in the ninth. 4-3 on an RBI single by Jasmine Townsend here in the ninth inning.
All right, welcome to another episode of the O&G StrikeZone, right here live on the Black College Sports Network. I'm Bryan Fulford.
Here come them Rollins.
Oh man, and that's how we do it. You see, Kelvin's got some new gadgets, got an applause board and all kinds of stuff. That video, courtesy of the SWAC Digital Network and the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Charles Edmond on the call as the Lady Rattlers, and Jasmine Townsend, the freshman, gets her very first hit, a big hit in the bottom of the ninth inning, a walk-off hit to give the Lady Rattlers a 3-2 victory over Grambling State. We had to sweat that one a little bit, Kelvin, but you know, most importantly, the ladies got the win, and that's what counts. And they move on to the semifinals of the winners bracket. Matter of fact, not just FAMU, but every team of the East, all four East Division teams advance to the winners bracket. Once again, proving what we all knew to be true is that the East dominates the West.
No first team? No. You mean a team?
We'll talk. You want to get into that so early? Yeah.
You mean a team that doesn't have a first team person but won the East?
Yeah. Not even the coach of the year, not the
newcomer
of the year, hitter. Yeah, none of that.
I mean, weren't the same players like SWAC players of the year last year?
They got worse. Like they got worse somehow over the past year. I don't know, man. You know, I give up trying to figure out SWAC voters. Consult the SIDs and the athletic directors, because those are your voters. I'm sorry, it's the coaches and the SIDs, not the athletic directors. It's the coaches and the athletic directors. So
I got a conspiracy theory, and it involves a SWAC East coaching team. But
I'd love to hear that a little bit later on in the show. Yeah. So we will be fans. Look, sometimes we have to put our journalist. We're not going to be journalists tonight. So I'm just going to let you know, if you're looking for journalism, this is not going to be the show. Yes, no, this is not going to be that journalistic integrity kind of show. We are going to be fans today. I'm sorry. That's who we are. We bleed orange and green. And when we smell and we see a wrong, we got to talk about it. So that's what you're going to get tonight if you tuned in to us on the Black College Sports Network. Exactly. I want to zoom in here on this hat that Kelvin's got. Let me zoom in for a second. That's a lovely hat. Look at that. Look at that big beauty. Kelvin, you want to give a plug on that big hat that you got on?
Man, I have to say thank you and give a shout out to one of our viewers who put this together and said he was going to do it, and he came through. And I have two of these hats. I have an orange one and I have a green one. And Sam Gilbert, man, I appreciate your brother. And we want to take this concept maybe to the athletic department, boost or someone, and do a fundraiser to help our athletics. So that's the next endeavor. And you know, these hats are not very cheap, but it's a fun thing, you know, and I love stuff like this. So again, this was Sam Gilbert. He gave it to me at the baseball game this past weekend. And man, I appreciate it, man. We're gonna take this idea and run with it. But for now, I'm promoting it.
Yeah, hell, let's do it. Let's do it through our show. You know, sometimes instead of just waiting for other people to do it, we might as well just do it through us and the Black College Sports Network. Matter of fact, we might need to talk to Sam. I'm sure there might be some other colleges and universities that might be interested in this. So yeah, we need to talk on, and let's do it from our perspective. And I don't know, of course, you know, if it comes down to licensing, we can maybe partner with you know, somebody else. So, you know, we'll figure it out. Let's talk. The hats get lots of love online, so we appreciate everybody checking in, however and wherever you're watching us. You may be watching us on our YouTube page. That's either the O&G StrikeZone YouTube page or the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page at MyJBN Online. Of course, Jericho Broadcast Networks is the parent of the Black College Sports Network and the O&G StrikeZone. So that's why we're there. Or you might be watching us on Facebook, like so many of you watching us on the Black College Sports Network Facebook page or our own O&G StrikeZone page, Facebook page. Also, say hello to everybody watching on X or Twitter, as I still like to call it, and Instagram Live as well. So people who are tuning in, we try to find as many different ways to be there for you. So coming up on tonight's show, we got a lot of things, and it'll be an interesting show because at the bottom of the hour, we've got Reagan Harris, a two-time SWAC tennis champion. Also, the SWAC tournament player, including SWAC tournament MVP from just what was that? How long ago was that? 3 seasons ago? 3 seasons ago? Yeah, two. Yeah. And so Reagan will come on and join the show. She was all SWAC this year, also all tournament team this year. So we'll talk to Reagan about the run. She's been a part of the program all in her 3 years at FAMU, all 3 years in which the program has gone to the SWAC championship game. So we'll talk to Reagan at the bottom of the hour. Then at the top of hour 2, our friend of the program, Eria Williams-Young. Williams is who you may remember her at FAM when she was at FAM from 2001 to 2005. It's now Eria Young. And she's a softball alum, friend of the show. And we're going to talk to her. And, you know, look, that's a segment where, again, no journalism happening. You know, Eria's a softball alum. We're fans. So, I mean, we're just going to keep it real about what we saw. And she'll come in and give us a great breakdown of the SWAC tournament, maybe evaluate some of the performance by the ladies. And then hopefully at the bottom of hour 2, we will be doing some live look-ins to the softball game because game number 2, actually all the games today, Kelvin, got pushed back due to weather. They were supposed to start at 10:30 Central Time this morning. They got pushed back to 6 o'clock. And all the games are on the SWAC Digital Network. And so if you're watching the games online now, it's a beautiful dusk or, you know, in Gulfport, Mississippi. But they're using 2 fields. So they're trying to get in the loser bracket games early, featuring all Western Division teams. I want to make sure I emphasize that. So those 4 teams are playing now. And then the second game, which is loosely scheduled to start at 8:30 Central Time. That's 9:30 Eastern. That'll be the two semifinal winner bracket games between FAMU and Alabama State. You know, got to go through Coach P again. Sorry, Coach. And then the other half of the bracket will feature Jackson State against Bethune-Cookman, who, as the 4 seed in the East, Kelvin, knocked off, matter of fact, shut out the number 1 seed on the West, the big bad Prairie View Panthers. So, yeah.
Yes, right. I watched that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Charles Edmonds. Enjoy watching the man. He's very professional and consistent and knowledgeable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Charles is doing well, except for today. Charles was doing every game. Obviously, you know, he couldn't be in 2 places. So Charles is on one field. I don't know who the other. I've heard that. I recognize the voice, but I don't have a name on the other gentleman who's broadcasting some of the games. So we'll find out more. So currently, Prairie View is leading Southern 6-1 right now in the bottom of the 4th inning. And then over on the other field, Grambling State and Texas Southern are tied up at 3 in the top of the 7th. Grambling's at the plate. There's a runner on second. So Grambling State, man, a pesky squad. You know, obviously they were pesky with us dealing with them yesterday. And so on today. So, yeah. All right.
I'm getting word that we may have 2 tennis players that
what?
At the bottom of the hour.
Okay. That's what's up. All right. Well, we'll wait to see that we've got that other one on before we you know, we don't want to give any spoilers out and then end up not having our second guest. So look forward to hopefully one or both of those ladies on at the bottom of hour 1. But let's get into the roll call here, as we like to do around this time. So with that said, of course, as you see on the screen, you can always support the show. You can drop a Cash App, $MyJBN, MyBCSN. You could also, if you're on the Jericho Broadcast Network stream on YouTube, MyJBN Online, you can leave a super chat as well. So we'll get into the roll call as we go. Jimmy Mack, first one in the building. Not sure about our third member of the team, Marcus Green, still on assignment. You know, so hopefully he'll join us at some point in the show. But we appreciate you, Jimmy, for being a JBN subscriber and joining the show. Mary 305, thank you as well for being a JBN subscriber and joining us tonight. Demetra, thank you for checking in. Good to see you, Demetra. Ashton Harris, good to see you, Ashton. Thanks for checking in. Gail checking in, JBN subscriber. Thank you, Gail. We appreciate you for coming in. Thank you. Let's see. Who else we got? Little Baby checking in. Good to see you, Little Baby. Reggie Delane. What up, Reggie? How you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. JT in the house. Good to have you in, JT. Marcus checking in from Macon, Middle Georgia. Good to see you, Marcus. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. My guy Keith, Things Up Podcast. Check out Things Up Podcast every Thursday and Sunday nights. Good to see you. Yeah, that hat's gonna be a hot ticket item. I see that now.
Yes, sir.
Alice McCullough from Palm Beach County checking in. Good to see you, Alice. Hey, got to give a shout out to Theron, and we'll just by default give you and the Wildcats a shout out because you guys were the last team to play, and the Lady Wildcats kept it perfect for the East. So congratulations on the win, and we'll see what happens today when they play Jackson State coming up. Chuck Hunt checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. Good to see you, Chuck. It's officially a show. Chuck Hunt's joining us on Facebook. Ron Jab, good to see you, Ron.
What's up, Jeff?
Checking in on Facebook as well. Mr. Campbell, good to see you, Steve, checking in. B. Starks up in the A. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber, brother. Good to see you. Ezekiel Love coming in. Good to see you, Zeke. Appreciate you. Hey, I got to definitely, speaking as a teacher, hey, shout out to all the educators. Happy Teachers Appreciation Week. All my fellow educators out there, whether it be at the elementary, middle school, high school, collegiate, Happy Teachers Appreciation Week, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. We appreciate everything you all do. And all right, Lennon Blow.
Uh-oh.
There you go again.
There it goes again. Shout out to Hollow. Checking in. Nehemiah Jefferson checking in.
What's up, homeboy?
Yeah. I think you just changed something there on your audio because now I got an echo, Kelvin. Got an echo. Something happened on your audio there?
No, I ain't changed nothing.
All right. Okay, now I don't hear it. I don't hear myself, so you're good. Shout out to Johnny Thornton checking in. Appreciate you, Johnny. Let me see. Dr. Lori's in the building.
What's up, Doc? How you doing? Great to see you.
Indeed. Thank you for the birthday wish. Thank you for the birthday call, Doc. Much appreciated. And everybody who gave me a birthday shout out yesterday, whether you did or didn't, I thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for thinking of me. Season 51 loading. Feeling good. So, Jock at. What'd you say?
You're looking good too.
Well, thank you. I'm trying. I'm feeling, it's all good. It's all good. Being around young people, that's the one good part about teaching. Keeps you young, so there it is. Lennon Blow checking in. Good to see you, Lennon. What are we in the news for? What happened? Did I miss something? Why are we in the news along with JSU? What did I miss?
We in the news for winning championships.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what Norfolk in the news.
Yeah, JSU and everybody else. Yeah, what are y'all in the news for? No clue. All right, so FAMU Lady Rattlers walk off 3-2 victory in game number 1 of the SWAC tournament. Grambling State jumped out to 2 runs. They got a run in the top of the 2nd, another run in the top of the 4th, before we actually scored our first run of the ball game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Then had another opportunity. We did score, tied the game up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Excuse me, in the bottom of the 6th inning. Zoriana Hughes started the game. It was an okay performance leading off for Zoriana. And I think she got. Let me see. I'm trying to think, when did the replacement come? When we made the switch from, look at the box score here, when we went from Hughes to Samantha Smith. I think that was in the 4th inning with 2 outs. With 2 outs, and I think a runner was on base. Coach Beal went to Samantha Smith and made the pitching change. Smith got out of the inning, and I think, of course, that was when the score was 2-1. So I think she obviously wanted to keep that game close. So we got into the 6th inning, tied the game up on an RBI walk, and game would go into the 9th inning before, as you saw the play. FAMU ended up with 12 hits in the contest, committing no errors. We did, however, leave 9 runners on base. Now, for Grambling, they scored 2 runs. Of course, they didn't score again after the 4th inning. Had 9 hits. They committed 1 error. Left 10 runners on base. So I saw some very good defense in this game, Kelvin. So some outstanding plays, and so I was encouraged, even when we kind of squandered some scoring opportunities in some of those later innings. I was still encouraged because it just felt like we were playing better. It took a minute for the bats to get going, but we were playing well. What are your thoughts on what you saw?
So I was pleasantly surprised at how well Grambling played. They made some spectacular plays. They robbed us of a home run where the young lady reached over the fence and brought one back, and then what looked like a sure single, I think it was 2 innings later, she made, and we had 2 people in scoring position. Young lady dove and made a great catch. They pitcher went the whole game, pitch all 9 innings.
Yeah, she did.
So it was a lot that went their way, but testament and credit to our team and coach. We kind of stuck with the game plan and grinded out a win when we didn't offensively have our sharpest, as well as pitching. How they scored and got in scoring position was because of walks. So, Grambling was scrappy, but the Rattlers came through and did what they need to do. And you get past that first game, you win a game like that, usually is a good sign and sets you up for the rest of the tournament. So,
all right. So Ron Jab comes in and drops a little breaking news for us. Texas Southern has just eliminated Grambling. So I know, again, that score was 3-3. So that must have been in the bottom of the 7th inning when that occurred. Yes.
Shots are being fired.
So bottom of the 7th, kind of just peeping the replay now. Texas Southern ends up knocking out Grambling. So Grambling, I mean, talk about a tough exit for the Lady Tigers. Losing by 1 run in the bottom inning to us, and then they're eliminated in the bottom of the 7th to Texas Southern. So
it was tough how they got in. They had to wait for the seed. To see if a team was going to win, but so they didn't know they were coming until Saturday after her makeup game.
Yeah.
I think it was Pine Bluff that lost.
Yep. So good ball club. So now I don't know, technically which field that game is on. So again, it's 8:30 Eastern time, and so the games are scheduled to start at 9:30. So peeping over to the Prairie View Southern game, that game is in the bottom of the 5th inning. Prairie View's leading 7-1. That game's running a little bit slower. So somebody's going to start on time. It'll be interesting to see which team gets on that field first. I may have to send a text to Charles Edmond because that game that he broadcast was the Grambling Texas Southern game. That's the game that ended. So maybe during the break, I'll send him a text and find out who's playing on that, whether FAMU will be playing on that field. All right. It looks like, Kelvin, I think we got both guests. So I'm excited. We're going to talk to some champions coming up here on the other side. As it looks like we'll be talking to not only Reagan Harris, but also, should I tell them now? Should I tell them who else we're talking to, or wait till after the break?
No, let's tease it a little bit.
All right. Reagan is coming up, and then one of her teammates. We'll let you kind of guess and figure out which one. We'll introduce both of them to the O&G Strike Zone here coming up on the other side of this break, right here on the Black College Sports Network. Hang tight with us, and we will be back in just a moment.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. Bryan, AD, Roy, all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
SWAC Women's Tennis Tournament champions, the Florida A&M Rattlers.
Welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, and joining us is not one, but two SWAC champions, two-time SWAC champions, Reagan Harris, Sarah Rakim. Ladies, thank you for coming on the show tonight. How are you two doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for coming on and joining us. Glad to have both of you joining the show. Of course, both of you, two-time SWAC champions, and both of you have been SWAC tournament MVPs, that as well. So congratulations on those dual honors as well. Both of you all SWAC. I mean, the accolades, I can go on forever here on the accolades. So I want to make sure I put some respect on the accolades. Reagan, an all SWAC player. Sarah, a two-time SWAC player of the year. So glad to have both of you on the show. let's start with Reagan, and then we'll come over to you, Sarah. Reagan, why don't you kind of give us your thoughts on this season and this journey, especially coming from last year trying to defend the title, coming up a little short, and then coming back and doing it again and really having to overcome in the tournament, some tough matches in that stretch.
I think last year, especially that closely, 4-3, it kind of gave us motivation for this year to redeem ourselves and get another ring. And also playing for our seniors, for them to get another ring as well. And throughout the season, we had some tough matches. We lost to Alabama State 4-0. So that was a lot of motivation for us. And we also lost to Jackson State pretty closely 4-3. So we kind of use our losses as motivation for the tournament. And yeah, I think it paid off in the end.
Nice. Sarah, and tell us about that journey for you. I mean, you've had an outstanding season. You won the first ever fall tournament in the SWAC, and then you came back as player of the year. And just talk about the season and the journey.
I mean, as a team, it was kind of like a long season, but short at the same time, because in the fall, we didn't get to play as many tournaments as we were supposed to because some tournaments got canceled and we couldn't travel as a team. But it was a good journey for me because the end result was really good. We got the ring as a team. We got what we wanted to get, and I was very happy for it.
Nice. So let me, I'll kind of, while I have you, Sarah, and then I'll come to you in a second, Reagan. Sarah, tell us a little about your journey to FAMU and, what the experience and what it's been like playing for Coach Nikki over the last few seasons, coming from your home, Casablanca, Morocco, and just talk about your journey to FAMU.
So I transferred my freshman year. I came from Grand Canyon University, and Coach Nikki gave me the opportunity to play for her for Florida A&M. And the first year I got here, we won. I got Player of the Year, and we won the ring. And I was extremely happy and pleased with the team, with the experience. So I decided to just stay throughout the whole till I graduated because everything went well. The coaches were amazing. My teammates were amazing. And yes, that's what it was.
And you had to, I imagine you had to overcome being maybe a little homesick. Were there some moments when you were like, man, I'm kind of far away from home?
Yes, I did, especially after I transferred my freshman year. But whenever I got to FAMU, it just felt like home. And that's the reason why I decided to stay for the past 3 years, sorry. And it really felt like home, like Morocco, Africa. It really felt like it.
Beautiful. And going to you, Reagan, you came to FAMU as a true freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina, where there's some other HBCU that claims they're like the best, and they claim they have like the greatest homecoming, and all that other stuff that they like to talk up there. Tell us about your journey to FAMU.
Yeah, so I started looking at schools my junior year, as most people do, trying to get recruited, talking to coaches. And I think that I connected with Coach Nikki well, one, because she's a woman, and two, because she's Black. So, and then when I went on a visit to FAM, I was like, yeah, I think I want to go here. And obviously it's like a little bit far from North Carolina, so I was kind of reluctant about that, but I wouldn't change anything if I could go back because I've enjoyed my time at FAM and enjoyed the people that I've met, and also I enjoy playing for my coaches and my team.
Wonderful. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Sarah, so I want you to talk about your experience in the fall at the tournament, since it was the first, I think, SWAC tournament, and you represented the SWAC at the NCAA. What was that experience like?
Oh, the SWAC Masters. That's what you're talking about, the SWAC
Yes.
Masters? Yes. So we only got to pick four. Coach picked four of our teammates. So we went. Me and Genesis played singles, and Reagan and Larissa played doubles. That tournament, it was really nice. I had the chance to play with the girl that I played before, so I already knew the level how it was gonna be. So we just prepared with our coaches, and we went there, and I won that tournament.
I know. Where was that tournament held?
Wait, Reagan, where was it?
It was in Huntsville at Alabama A&M.
Alabama A&M. Yes, that was
And
right.
then after that tournament, the winner, you being the winner of the tournament, you played where next?
I think it was in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yes, it was only me and Coach E. We went there and competed for the ITA regionals. It was
Okay.
regionals, yes.
Okay. Now I want you to talk about the SWAC tournament. What you think was the difference in facing and defeating the teams that we lost? So you mentioned that we lost to Jackson State and Alabama State in the regular season. So what was the difference in meeting them in the SWAC tournament?
I would say losing against them during the season actually helped us to play better because we were like, we lost against them, we have to prove something. So we prepared for it after we lost against them. We were just ready mentally and physically. We practiced a lot for it. So when we went there, we were very confident as with everybody. Everybody was confident. We were ready to get the ring. And as Reagan said, I was a senior and two of my other teammates were too. So we really wanted the ring. So we would just went there and got the job done.
There you go. We expect rings in Tallahassee, Florida. I love it.
Exactly.
And Reagan, so talk about winning the SWAC tournament, what it meant to you, and then your experience in going out to Athens and competing against one of the top programs in the country and one of the top facilities in the country.
Winning the SWAC tournament again, it was definitely a great experience. You know, from freshman year, even though we went undefeated that year and won the ring, we still wanted to build upon what we had done and get better each year. And I think that we have gotten better each year, not only on the court, but also off the court. So I think, you know, everybody wanted it a lot more this year because, I mean, who doesn't want 2 rings? Like, we really could have had 3 if we're being honest, but, you know,
accidents happen. Mistakes happen. Accidents happen. So
things happen. So, yeah, like I said before, just getting that redemption this year, especially against ASU because we lost to them in the finals, you know, it just felt really great. And it makes me excited for next year as well. And then going up to Athens, we played there my freshman year as well. So we kind of knew what to expect with the environment and, you know, the courts and the people that we were playing. But I think it was a good experience for us to play people that are, you know, on paper of a higher level, especially, you know, the number 1 team in the nation. So it's always a good experience going up there and just knowing what to work on for the next time.
So you have another year. What is your plan? What do you plan on working on going into your senior season?
Like tennis wise or just staying focused on where I am in my matches and not worrying about the score. I think that's a big thing for me, and playing my game throughout the whole match instead of, you know, playing to somebody else's level.
What's your major?
Health science.
Okay. All right. And Sarah, what's your plans now that you've finished your career, I believe? So what's next for you?
That's a really good question. So I'm still waiting to graduate in December. So I have an extra semester at FAMU. So till I get my bachelor's, and then I'll probably do my master's, but I have no idea where.
What's your undergrad in?
Bio pre-med.
Ooh.
Bio pre-med.
Right. Ooh.
Hard
Woo. Man.
major. Yeah, that's the plan for now.
Can I ask Sarah? Do you have and again, we're kind of assuming that all of your eligibility is gone. Is that correct? You have no more eligibility?
Unfortunately, it's all gone.
That's all right.
By quick.
You've done a lot in the 3 years. So I mean, you definitely gonna go down as a FAMU legend. What does do you obviously you have a strong major and a desires academically. Do you have a desire to continue playing tennis? Do you want to give it a shot at a professional career playing tennis maybe for a little while?
So I was planning on playing tournaments in the fall, since I will still be, I think, practicing with the team. So I'll just be playing in my own tournaments, see where like I can play, maybe Miami, Orlando, Tampa, maybe of Florida. But that's the plan. Just give it a shot, play some tournaments here and there, and I'll go from there.
Okay. And Reagan, I'm gonna come to you now. You're when we first it's almost like when we started this show about 3-4 years ago. It's right around the time when you came in as a freshman, and you guys were a very young team that first year. And I just remember talking to Coach Nikki and was like, man, this team is all freshmen and sophomores, and we're winning SWAC. And it has sort of worked out where we have, now you're a junior, Sarah's a senior. You've got Veronica and Susan are grad students. Genesis came in with you. You're about to be the senior. You're going to be the most experienced person. What as you think about your upcoming senior season, what do you want to accomplish for your senior season in your 4th year?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm still astonished that I'm about to be a senior. Like, that's still pretty crazy to me. But in my senior season, I just, want to build off of what we did this year, and also kind of be a leader on the team and be, a good role model for the freshmen and whoever else we have coming in. That's kind of my main goal, while also still focusing on what I can do to contribute to the team.
Okay. Do you have maybe aspirations to play professional or after college? Is that something I don't know, maybe have you given that any thought?
I have given it some thought, but I'm not too sure about playing professionally. It's a bit costly, and I also have plans to go to grad school, so it would be kind of difficult.
True. I got you. You got time. I'm not trying to rush. I just was curious if it was a thought or something like that. So, all right. So let me ask both of you ladies. Obviously, who were your tennis role models, or who is it who inspired you to pick up a racket, and maybe whose game do you kind of watch and you kind of take away pointers from, whether it be the way they play, the way they approach the game. We'll start with you, Reagan, and then go to Sarah.
I would say my biggest tennis inspiration growing up was definitely Serena. She has a powerful game, but she's inspiring on and off the court, especially for Black girls like me. So I've always aspired to be like her, and yeah.
Okay. How about you, Sarah? Who are some of your tennis icons or role models?
For me, it will be Rafael Nadal and Serena Williams too, both. Because game-wise, I love how Serena plays. She's very aggressive, and that's how like kind of my game is. But like in general, mentally, how Rafa fights and everything, I'll pick Rafa for that.
Nice, nice. Have either of you ever met or attended a tennis match when when either of those were playing? When maybe Serena was playing, or maybe Rafa? Have either of you watched them live in person?
Yes, I have. Both of them actually. When I was 12 years old, I went to Rafa Nadal Academy. I went there just to see, and I actually saw him over there. And Serena Williams when I was Muratoglu Tennis Academy, because Patrick Muratoglu is her coach, was her coach actually. So when I was at the academy, Serena was always there practicing and all that. So I saw both of them. I had the chance to see both of them.
Nice. How about you, Reagan?
Yeah, I got to see Serena play in 2019 when I was at a camp through USTA Foundation, and I got to see her play the infamous match against Naomi Osaka when she was getting a little bit mad. But yeah, it was definitely cool to be able to see her play in person because, you know, I'm just used to seeing her on TV. So to actually see her play live was really a good experience for me.
Nice, nice. Kelvin, go ahead. You got any other questions for Sarah or Reagan?
I do, for both. And I'll start with Sarah. At what age did you pick up a racket? And when did you really realize you was pretty good and you wanted to play tennis at a collegiate level?
So I started at the age of 6, I believe 6, yes, because my family, they already played tennis before. My cousin started tennis actually. So I just, you know, as a family, we just follow whatever the older cousins do. So yes, I started playing tennis at 6, and then when the Moroccan Federation called me to start playing for them for Morocco, it was around the age of 10, 11. That's when I decided that I want to take tennis seriously and practice and all that.
Nice. Wow. All right. And Reagan, what about you? Same question.
I started playing tennis when I was 5, and I started doing like group clinics when I was around 6 or 7. I also played golf for a little bit, so I had to like choose between tennis and golf. And then I started playing tournaments when I was like 7 or 8, but I got really serious about it around middle school because I knew I wanted to play in college, and I I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I knew that I had to, you know, get my schooling paid for somehow. So, but I also enjoyed competing against other people. So that's kind of when I got serious about it.
Nice. Let me add a question in regarding like family. Reagan, do you have any other family members that are whether they be FAMU alums or HBCU alums? Obviously, you know you're from Greensboro. Maybe you got some Aggies in the family. Any other HBCU alums in the family, and if so, how did they kind of influence or shape your desire to go to an HBCU?
Yeah, so both of my parents, they're actually sitting right here, but they went to A&T.
Hey, mom and dad. Aggie pride. There we go.
And yeah, a lot of my, you know, family members, family friends, they went to A&T or any HBCU really. My grandma went to Winston-Salem State. So it's kind of been, you know, ingrained for me to go to an HBCU. And also that's something that I wanted for myself as well. Not only my family wanting it for me, but I knew that I wanted to be surrounded by people that look like me and to be able to experience the HBCU culture. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to get recruited to come to FAMU. So it worked out well.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. How about you, Sarah? Any other HBCU grads or any other kind of legacy that kind of motivated you to, especially as you thought about transferring to FAMU?
Like if a family member attended a HBCU or
Yeah, or maybe just any other college inspirations from family members.
no, all my family, they all graduating in Europe, and I'm the first person to come to the US and have this experience. So I was on my own with that. It was I'm the first person to experience that. So
See
nah.
that's what we love about FAMU. We got a first generation HBCU and Rattler, and then we got a legacy HBCU grad on the show. So I mean that's the power. And see, then when you ladies go out into the real world, and you'll be sending more. Hopefully, you'll be sending more Rattlers to Tallahassee on your journeys. But you two have been great representatives of FAMU tennis, our athletic program, your parents, your coaches, Coach Nikki. We're extremely thankful and proud of you as alums. I think I can speak for Kelvin and all of the alums who are online watching. You guys make us proud. Every day you guys step out on the court, and everything that you guys do, you make us proud. And so that's why we love kind of talking about FAMU tennis, and it's a great legacy at FAMU and FAMU tennis. And you guys are the next legends that we'll be talking about 20 years from now. When you guys are inducted into the FAMU Athletics Hall of Fame, we'll be talking about you two. I know it for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're welcome. Any final thoughts? Anything that we missed, Kelvin, or anything that you want to add in there?
No, I'm gonna let the ladies go ahead, and if they want to plug on internet, social media, how people can follow them or support them, and I'm gonna give it over to them.
Yeah. Sarah, why don't you go first and kind of any plugs, any shout outs, anything you want us to know? The floor is yours.
I just want to say shout out to Coach Nikki, Coach E, all the people that I've worked with this 3 years, my teammates, my family. I just want to say thank you for this beautiful and amazing experience.
Nice.
And thanks to you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure having you. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Reagan, how about you?
Kind of the same thing for me. I'm very grateful for my coaches and my teammates, my family members for supporting me throughout my whole tennis journey, and also my friends and line sisters at FAMU that have also supported me throughout the past few years. Thanks for having me as well.
All right. Now, Reagan, you said your line sisters. You want to give a shout out to your sorority now? You want to let us, you want to shout that out?
I'm a member of the Real Beta Alpha chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
You saw how she put that in there, huh? The real shout out to the Real Beta Alpha. All right. Hey, congratulations. And Reagan, you got another year, so we're gonna be looking for you over the course. Whenever we want to talk about tennis, since we love talking about tennis here, so we're gonna be looking for you. And so we're glad to have you on. Sarah, you always have a spot. Anytime you or Reagan want to come on the show, anytime you guys want to talk, whether it be tennis, FAMU athletics, whatever it is, anything going on in your life that you want to share with the family, you got a home right here on the O&G StrikeZone, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
champions.
Thank you, champs. Two-time champs and SWAC tournament MVPs, Reagan Harris, Sarah Kim. Thank you, ladies, for coming on the show. You guys be well, all right?
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Good stuff. Oh, man, how awesome is that, dude? Two champions, two all SWAC tournament MVPs, on one show. Where else can you get this at, Kelvin? Where can you get this kind of
accomplished athletically? But again, I'm as excited that there's such great representation as people, as students.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Keith, look, you have no idea, Keith. You have no idea. Hey, guess who's in the back room ready to join the show? Hold on. Look who showed up. It's our friend off assignment.
Black.
Marcus Green. Marcus. Wow.
What's going on, Marcus? Sam
Gilbert. Good. How are you?
Yeah, Sam Gilbert put this together. I got an orange one too. I might switch it up at the next break.
Yeah, you got to switch it up at the break. All right. Marcus, it's good to have you on, man. Sorry that you missed the interview. Hopefully you caught it. We had obviously Sarah Rakim and Reagan Harris, two-time SWAC champions and both tournament MVPs. How about that? You know, for a double dip. So that's good stuff. All right. So it looks like we can report that Prairie View ended up defeating Southern 8-1. So Southern's tournament is over. So the first two eliminated teams just happen to be from Louisiana. Sorry about that, Chuck Hunt.
From the West.
From the West. Well, we knew two teams from the West were going home anyway. So that was going to happen. But so what that means is that the FAMU, now I think they're starting these at still the normal 9:30 time. I don't think that they're starting them early. So coming up, and they probably will start on, well, we know the FAMU Alabama State game will start on time at 9:30 Eastern. And then might be a little bit delay between the start of the the Jackson State Bethune game. I'm just kind of looking here on the SWAC Digital here in a second to see if they've got the feeds set up. I don't see them yet. But all right, let's get ready to take a break. Coming up, Eria Williams. Williams is who you may remember her when she was at FAMU 01 to 05, but now it's Eria Young. She's a softball alum, and she will be our kind of eyes and tournament analyst here, and she's going to help us break down what we saw yesterday as the Lady Rattlers got a 3-2 victory in 9 innings, and she's going to help us analyze the winners bracket and who does FAMU have to worry about and what the tournament will look like now that there are only 6 teams remaining in the 2025 SWAC tournament. So coming up on the other side, get your softball questions ready, folks. Get them in the chats. Get them in now. We're going to talk to Eria on the other side of this break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Here's a shot into center field. It's going to dribble through. Runner around third to score. The throw home. Too late. FAMU wins it. Jasmine Townsend, that's her first base hit of the game. A dribbler up the middle. Scoring lead. FAMU wins it in the ninth. 4-3 on an RBI single by Jasmine Townsend here in the ninth inning.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus, and joining us, friend of the program, Eria Young. Welcome back, Eria. How you doing?
Doing all right, Marcus. Not Marcus. Kelvin, you're game ready, huh? Hat on. We're ready to go.
Let's zoom in. Let's take a look at that new hat. He's got another hat there. Kelvin, go ahead and give us the total view, the 360 view of the hat, so that way everybody can go ooh and ah.
Yeah, you too will be able to get this hat. Coming soon.
Coming soon. It's coming soon. Game one of the 2025 SWAC tournament, softball tournament, had us on pins and needles, Eria, a little bit, as the Lady Rattlers had to rally from a 2-0 deficit to win it in the ninth inning. Give us, before we get into all the stuff with the tournament and the postseason awards and all that stuff, give us some thoughts on that game yesterday evening or afternoon, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. As someone who played and a former coach, would have liked to see a faster start, but we understand it's the tournament. You know, everybody has jitters, there's nerves, but I think the ladies did a good job of keeping it within striking distance and just chipping away. They didn't let any momentum swings go too far left or too far right. They stayed even keel and just stayed with their game plan. And that's what you have to do in these situations. Because we all know when you get to the tournament, doesn't matter what happened, everybody is coming with their best shot. And we're FAMU, and we know we're going to get everybody's best shot. We could have a down season, but we're going to get everybody's best. So I think they did a good job just staying the course, chip away. And once they tied the game, I was like, okay, they'll pick this up. Once they tied it, I was like, they'll pick it up. They'll find a way to get it done, and that's what it's about.
What obviously with the format the way it is, where the East and West don't play each other, what kind of challenges do you think that presented for us? Even though Grambling was the 4 seed, they didn't play like the 4 seed in the West. I mean, they right. Even if you saw them today, they fought Texas Southern all the way down to the last inning, last out. what kind of challenges do you think not having faced anybody at all from the West, what kind of challenges does that bring in a tournament like this?
Well, you're going strictly off of what you can see on tape, what you can get from someone else versus when you've played them, you have a feel of the game. So it's a little bit different when you can play them, you can see it, you can go. One good thing about the invitational that they do have in Atlanta is quite a few of the teams are coming. So you'll have a little bit of an opportunity to watch depending on how your games are aligned. But when you don't have that crossover, and I mean, in the East, to me, the East plays a faster game than the West. You know, the West, they're more long ball driven. Yes, on the East, we'll hit the long ball, but it's going to be a faster game. So it's just different little timing and different little mechanisms that you may see it on film, depending on what film you get, compared to actually being able to sit there and scout it yourself to say, okay, this is what they like to do. These are their tendencies. Let me do it.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Man, that was some good analysis. You beat me to my question because I'm asking about the difference between the East and West, and what do you contribute that to? Of course, the East went 4-0. They were all pretty much competitive games, but at the end of the day, the East has been a little bit stronger, like this year and last year. Is that the way you see it? And
I will say, Kelvin, I think all the four teams from the East stayed with whatever their team shape is and dynamic. They stayed within that dynamic. They didn't try to do anything that they haven't done before. Oh, our team is run and gun. Great. We're going to run and gun. Jackson State likes to, they want to put a lot of balls in play. They want to hit more of the long ball. And that's what you saw. You saw a lot of balls go deeper to the fence. Cookman set up similar to FAM. We're going to run and gun. We get people on base. We're going to move. And I think the four teams from the East definitely stayed within their realm and made the teams from the West kind of say, okay, this is how they're playing. Let me convert to how they're playing. And that's the name of the game, right? To make your opponent play the style of game you want to play.
Marcus, go ahead.
Yes. Well, good evening, Ms. Young. I guess my question, we had a lot of true freshmen step up.
Yep.
And, I was sitting watching the game yesterday on my phone, and I was getting a little concerned because it reminded me a lot. I'm a Braves fan for like 40 years. And this reminded me of all these Braves games out of one run and nail biting and like, come on. Give me your evaluation of how the freshmen performed yesterday and how you expect them to perform going forward.
I think it was a little bit of nerves in the beginning. Our leadoff, Maple, I was like, man, she's such a contact, and it looked like she was getting around the ball and pulling it. But as the game went on, we started seeing her do what? Hit the ball back up the middle. I was like, okay, that's what we've seen all year. I think now that they've gotten past this first game and we are playing somebody familiar, they may seem a little more calm tonight. But of course, playing with somebody familiar may also build up the nerves because we know we want to do it. But I think Jameson stepping up in that pressure situation after being DH or pinched hit for earlier in the game and then getting the opportunity and just going with it, I think that was good for them. And I think it's going to help calm them down the rest of the tournament. Game one's behind them. We're playing on a field similar to what we play on all year. Now let's just go to work. Let's go to work. It's over. It's done. The jitters are out. Let's work our way through this bracket.
Now a follow-up question, not necessarily for the freshmen, and I don't want to, cast any aspersion towards Coach Beal, so I hope it doesn't come off this way. But I know that. Gosh, the name just went right out of my head. The first pitcher.
Zoriana.
Zoriana. I think she pulled her in about the fourth, maybe the fourth inning.
I
or
think
fifth
so.
inning,
Mm-hmm.
and then went to Samantha Smith. I guess my question is twofold. One, did that surprise you at that particular moment, given that for all intents and purposes, she's our number one pitcher? And number two, how does that bode for tonight's game, having to use both pitchers, which I'm assuming presumably maybe our number one and number two pitcher, and then going up against a familiar foe tonight, a divisional foe?
I will say when it comes to pitching in a game, sometimes it's just the hunch of the coaches. Like, I think I need to do it and I need to do it now. Mm-hmm. So if they were looking at something statistically and maybe we were getting back to the point in the lineup, because I would have to go look where she was struggling a little bit, then I would say, let's go ahead and do it, because then we can always come back to her. So Zoriana could have re-entered the game if we would have need to. So yeah. So unlike baseball, in softball, we can re-enter. So she could have re-entered the game if we needed to. And then as far as pitching, because our motion is different, Marcus, we just have to go off of feel. How is she feeling? Is she feeling okay? If she's feeling tight, if we're not loose enough, then maybe you back off and you start Sam. And being that this will be game 7, I think the coaching staff's going to look at a lot of analytics to see who gets that ball to start tonight and how long they go, depending on what our offense does.
Okay, thank you.
Do you think Amari, who is Amari Brown, I think that's the last name. If I said that, I think I said that right. She coach has said that it feels like she has 3 number ones, mm-hmm. and Brown would be the one who we didn't see yesterday. I mean, you think that she will start if you know? I'm gonna put you in the role. If you were coaching this team, would you give Amari the ball to start this game?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Because like I know Amari has the experience coming from the JUCO, but then I'm also one of those. If the person that is considered my ace, if they feel okay and we have a gut check conversation, my ace is getting the ball. the ace is going to get it. And then, but that I'm sure they've had those conversations of, listen, we have to openly communicate. If a pitch isn't working and we're calling it, if you feel that an umpire is squeezing you or wants you to throw to a part of the plate that's not your strong suit, let's have this conversation so we can make the change, because the end all is for us to win. And I think the 3 pitchers they have between Zoriana, Amari, and Sam, I think all 3 of them just want to win. So it doesn't matter who has the ball. So long as the 3 pitchers openly communicate, hey, this is working, this isn't working. Because I felt in the first game, I felt his zone was a little open. And then the more the game went, the tighter it got. And it was like, when it gets tight like that, if we're throwing curveballs and he's not giving us that inch off the plate, okay, can we come back inside with the backdoor screwball? Or can we come inside with the backdoor curve? If those aren't working, if he's squeezing us, then now we got to change our plane. Do we go up and down? But that has to be constant communication.
Here's a good thought from Hollow. How much does the fact that Coach P, obviously, now here's the thing. We've played Alabama State 6 times. And so I don't know if it really matters. Yeah, it is a lot. I don't know if it outweighs the fact that Coach P knows Zoriana. She knows Sam. I mean, she recruited them. She knows them maybe better than Amari. I don't know. Does any of that matter at this stage of the game?
She will know their tendencies, but I think it also will have to be how well we mix our pitches. How well we mix our pitches. Defense, are we in alignment, right? So just like she knows pretty much how our 3 like to throw, and just throwing this out as a hypothetical. If I know one of my pitchers likes to go down in the zone and throw a drop ball for a strikeout, you better believe the right-hand side of that field is going to be loaded on a strikeout because, that's the way we're going. But I'm also not going to throw a drop ball or something down and away to somebody I know there's just trying to stick the bat out and poke it to that side, So it's going to be a good cat and mouse. So, like I say, hopefully we just start fast, put the pressure on them, because that's definitely what Alabama State did yesterday. They started fast, but then they let up. So hopefully we'll go ahead and start fast. I know Coach Wiggins used to always tell us, just run the mosquito over with the bulldozer. So just start fast, put your foot on the gas and go.
Run the mosquito. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I love that.
put your foot on the gas and go.
I don't know. Our FAMU coaches must have some kind of affinity for mosquitoes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking the same thing. We have something about mosquitoes.
You're in North Florida. There's a lot of mosquitoes.
All right, Kelvin, Marcus, got any? Keep it going. Any other questions for Eria? I know we want to talk about the postseason awards. You guys got any thoughts there? Any more game-related questions before we transition to that?
I do have one. I want to ask about the season just in general and this team, the structure of it, what Coach Bill was able to do in her first season, winning all the SWAC series except one, and we should have won that one. But just a successful season and push the right button. So just kind of talk about the season.
I think the ladies, especially with them waiting on Coach Bill to get there and find out who their coach was, I think they've done a great job, because it is hard to sit and wait not knowing who the next coach is going to be. And then when Coach Bill came on campus, I know a few of us, I met her at homecoming when I came down for homecoming, but I know a few of the alums who were there on campus or around the Tallahassee area was able to meet with her. I think she's done a great job keeping us involved. We have our little alumni chat that all of us are in, and her and the assistants are in there. So they keep us abreast of things going on. So they want the Rattler pride. They want the Rattler culture. And I think that's what's helped keep everything together, because we were all worried when Coach Wiggins retired. We was like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Who's coming? But I can't be more proud sitting back, watching games from a distance, watching the box scores, and just excited for everything that they've accomplished and everything that they will accomplish going forward.
That's interesting that the coaches are in the alumni chat group. I mean, boy, I tell you that takes a lot of guts, boy, because I mean, I can't even imagine sometimes.
No, we let them come in and they, they keep us, hey, we're traveling here. And, if there's any pictures or things like that, and just, they reach out, hey, we need X, Y, and Z if anybody can help. And that's what we do. So just having that open line of communication has been phenomenal.
It's love, Bryan. That's what it is.
It is. I'm going to agree with Kylan here. Kylan said that sounds like a real sisterhood. No, that really is what that sounds like. No doubt. Yeah. I don't know if you can get that in other sports, because you know how we are sometimes in other sports. Everyone's got an opinion. All right. So let's, you will see, we're about less than 5 minutes from the first pitch on the SWAC digital network. We're gonna do some live look-ins once the game starts up, but let's get into this area, because I when we had Coach Bill on the show, I told her I would get in the car and drive to Gulfport, and if it weren't for the fact that I don't have any more vacation days, I would have done it. I'd go. I'm totally unpleased by some of the postseason awards. And I get it, SWAC coaches and SIDs do the voting. So just in case people want to know, that's who do the voting. But what surprised me maybe more than Coach Beal not getting Coach of the Year. You know, again, somebody who, with all due respect to the coach who won it, you know, he's a champion. He had a good season. He's been there, might be the longest tenured coach now in SWAC softball. But Coach Beal came in from October.
Mm-hmm.
She's only been on the job, what is that? Not even 7 months, 7 months maybe at that. And took a team back to first place in the West. But more so than that, this is what shocked me. Not one Rattler on the first team. First team all SWAC. I mean, come on now. Eria, help me understand. Help me understand what I'm seeing here. What are we seeing here?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And it's hurtful. You know, because those young ladies, they work so hard. I know I shared with you the experience that happened my senior year at A&M when we were in the MEAC, where the school at the beach, their entire starting 9 made first team, and 7 of the 9 made first team. And we're like, how? Like, out of all the teams in the conference, 7 of the spots went to one school. Like, how does that happen? So, you know, I don't know, because we've had some young ladies do some great things. The schedule we played is not for the faint at heart. For those who haven't been around FAMU softball for a long time, we've gone through that gauntlet year in and year out. I know, Kelvin, when you were on campus, Coach Wiggins, she would put us through it. So to know that we've had those games, and we've had those games, we played hard, played to the end, and you still don't get rewarded, it's tough. So as alums, our message to the young ladies were, you know how you feel, so you need to make them feel it. And come Friday, you know where we need to be standing. That's what it is.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. Throw fuel on the fire. That's all they did.
Mm-hmm.
Throw fuel on the fire. All right.
Yeah. And then the thing with Coach Bill, we were just like, she took the team she was given. She took the team that she was given and stayed there. And there was no drop off. She took the team that she was given.
Statistically, you know, you were mentioning those numbers. And I know I tweeted this from our O&G page. When you go and look at our non-conference, just our non-conference strength of schedule was top 20 in the nation. You know, the top team from the West, they're non-conference, and they may have more overall wins by like 3 or 4, but their overall strength of schedule for the non-conference was like 230 something. If anybody paid attention to RPIs, we're the number 1 RPI rated team in Division I HBCU softball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, by several, it's not close. It's by several numbers, right? We beat the best team in the MEAC. I mean, so I know there are polls out there that have the team from the MEAC that are like number. I mean, so I don't know. You know, I told y'all today we're gonna be fans. So journalism aside, we're not gonna be journalists. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not, you know, but okay.
Well, Bryan, we didn't play as many midweek games.
Oh yeah, that's
having
right.
The SWAC.
That's
so
right.
There's like a 9-game difference between us and some of our SWAC brethren, right? In terms of how many games was played. So their numbers going to be higher in a lot of categories because they have more games.
Yeah.
You mentioned the strength of schedule, and then also what I would say is, even within the SWAC, I looked at the SWAC only stats, and the West had a lot of power, a lot of number, but all their teams like fifth and below in pitching. The East had the pitching, and so with us not playing to get each other across, I just think some of that may have gotten lost. And the other thing I would say is what I see happening, and this is Kelvin Rogers' conspiracy theory. I firmly believe there's one team in the East who coach may have had an extra grind and probably didn't vote truthfully. And I hope we play that team in the championship.
Okay. I love how you put that out there. All right, let's do a live look in here as we go to a live look in right now, and it looks like Amari Brown is on the bump, or in the circle rather, as they call it in softball. Amari is in the circle for FAMU here. We are doing a live look in here. This game is just getting started here. 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central in Gulfport, Mississippi. FAMU versus Alabama State on the winner's side. So what's your thoughts, Eria? Amari got the call to start.
If Amari's the hot one, let's roll with it. Because come get it. Nope, she set back. I saw the hop. Sorry.
That's all right. Coach it up. Talk it out.
Yeah, when it hopped twice, I was like, oh, we got to come through that. Yep, 1, 2, yep.
It's a tough spot on that hop, though. It looks like that's a tough spot on that second hop.
Yeah, it was. Well, she had to stay back too to make sure it doesn't with the moisture off of the turf. We got to come through it, but we got to stay back to make sure it doesn't skid off, and what is a single now becomes a double, right? And leave her at first base. So I'm assuming, I haven't seen the lineup, is Sam in as a DP? So if they have to make a quick switch.
Let's see if we can one of you guys pull up the live stats? Let's see. Marcus or Kelvin might be able to pull up the live stats here.
So then therefore, if we have to make the change from Amari, then we're not burning a person, not taking Amari out of the lineup. If one of them.
I think the guys are checking it out here. I know our own site doesn't have the live stats, so maybe
they don't have it up.
Alabama State maybe has the live stats running.
Sam is not in the lineup.
She's not?
Nope.
Okay, so they're going to go straight then. So if they don't have her in a DP flex role, then if they pull up, well, not necessarily. They can shift Amari somewhere else depending on who the DP flex is. But most of the time you see it with the pitchers just so that they're not burning a substitution.
Well, I guess I really don't know who's going to be the DB because I don't see it.
It's not listed as the DP?
No, not.
Ooh, he's tight. Blue. I see Amari talking to her right there. Talking to Kaylee.
Yeah, that was a tight. Yesterday, that would have been a strike.
I know. I was like, ooh, that was tight. I might have come off the bucket to be like, where did that miss?
I'm getting lag, Brian. It's probably my computer.
We can't. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Walt's got us in trouble yesterday.
Right.
Early.
So that's going to be the big one in this one. Staying calm, not giving up the free passes, making them earn it.
That's is it a bit early for a meeting at the in the circle, isn't it? Kind of early.
That's just to stop anything they think is happening.
Okay.
Let's just stop for a moment. We're okay. It's no outs. We got a force at third. If it's something quick, they may be talking to Canty, step on the bag, go one, setting up what we want to do.
Also, they could be setting up the defense for any.
Correct.
Right. Coach P, she's a gambler sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She'll put on double steals. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you grab momentum early.
Right. And, I know that they're like, oh, it's turf and it's, we can push the water off, but it still holds moisture. And if it's humid, your hands are slick. See, a bunt. I knew it. Go one. Get the out at one. I thought she was going to bunt on the first pitch, but. So now we just got to knock it down and keep it on the infield. Whatever happens, keep it in front. If it goes to the outfield, you can't let the young lady on second score, right? You want it there. That's what I was surprised not to see was a towel in her back pocket to keep her hand dry.
Great insight. Love it.
Yeah, to keep, because the rosin will dry your hand, but sometimes it just depends on the ball. It may be too slick. It's different than playing on dirt where it'll get roughed up. She's missing outside. So I guess they're trying to get them to hit something on the ground towards that first base right side because she's been hanging on the outside part of that plate. So we'll see. Yeah. So it may be. So where are we in the lineup? Number 4?
Yeah, this is the number 4 hitter. Cleanup hitter.
And Coach P, I don't know if they just saw her. She's trying to tell her to think right side. So all we got to do is knock it down. Keep it on the infield, knock it down, get the out. But be quick with it. Yeah.
Ooh, squeeze.
They were going to squeeze. Mm-hmm. That's why something was coming to the right side of the field.
Coach must have saw it too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the strategy here early. All right. Well, we're going to kind of step away from the live look in, but if you want to get a second screen up, we're going to encourage you to go ahead and do that. Get over to the YouTube SWAC Digital Network and watch this game. We'll come back, maybe do a little live look in a little bit later. Eria, I want to give you any kind of last final thoughts you want to share with us. And then I obviously want to give you a chance to watch as well. Any final thoughts you got for us?
No, let's just hang in there and root tight for the ladies to add to. I know we shared to the ladies, we have our little T-shirts that say got rings, and we told them we want to add this year on there. I know earlier you all were talking with tennis. Got her.
Play at the plate. They called. Oh, she dropped the ball.
She dropped it. Sorry.
That's all right. I just saw
but,
it.
We just want the ladies to hang tight, fight through it, and let's take advantage of everything we need to do so that they can bring another one back to Tallahassee.
Yeah, as we look at a replay of
yes, it's out of hand.
Now the question is the tag does she have to hold on to the ball through the tag?
Yeah, the ball was coming out on the front side.
Yeah, you can see
on that other camera angle, it was already coming out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They've done a good job with the replays too. I was impressed yesterday.
Yeah. It looks like they are still reviewing it. Okay, yep. She never.
No, the ball was out.
She never had it.
It hit in
she
the
never had it.
back palm of
her glove. Yeah.
Her glove. So,
All right.
But all we need to do, just settle down right here and settle down. We'll come to bat and do the same thing. And we got to score to win anyway, right?
Right. And the thing about this team, if you watch them all season long, we have a lot of come from behind wins. So this is nothing new for them. They don't panic. They don't blink.
I know. It's just all of us watching. We're like,
yeah, it's that meme of Kermit, like just kind of chewing on his nails, just like, oh man.
But you know, Bryan, every time one of our teams playing, you know, Bryan always nervous.
I think because the game came on as I was leaving work yesterday, I was like, some of them were walking by like, oh, she's watching the game. We better leave her alone. And I was like, that's right.
Amari got the strikeout of that batter that you were just looking at. So it's 2 outs in the top of the first. Scores 1-0. Alabama State leading. They have 2 runners on, 2 outs. Amari Brown in the circle pitching for FAMU. Nice stop there at second. That could have been 2. That could have been 2 runs. That was a nice stop. So only 1 run given up there.
Yeah, Kiana Watson. Good dive up the middle.
Show the replay of that. Nice play by Kiana.
She never played like that yesterday too.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
That could have given up 2. But fortunately, she made that stop. So now we got runners on the corners now. I think they're still trying to get the outs and the scores set up because it's 2 outs, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Okay, so it is actually 2 outs. The score is correct, 2-0 right now. They just got to adjust the outs. So, all right, we'll let you go, Eria. So that way we can all chew on our own fingernails together.
I know.
And we'll go from there, and hopefully we'll be playing.
Hopefully we'll be standing in our rightful spot at the end of the day on Friday, right?
There you go. We speaking it into
Right.
Into existence.
When the game is over, we are in our rightful spot.
There you go.
That's what counts.
Thank you for coming on.
All right.
You.
Hey, thank you, Eria. Take care. Have a good night. We appreciate you.
Bye.
All righty. All right. Good stuff. Let's take a short break. Come back. Let's get into some recruiting talk.
Yeah, let Marcus do his recruiting.
We got some updates on recruiting in baseball. We're 2 series away from the regular season ending. FAMU in sole possession of second place, FAMU baseball, with 6 games to play behind first place Bethune-Cookman. So we'll kind of talk about that as well as some recruiting news on the other side. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
There's a shot.
That might be. It could be.
Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant. Authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell your mama hungry.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Well, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Marcus, Kelvin, and I tell you, man, what a tough start to this game. As during the break, I don't know if it was two. We can call at least one was an error. A ball hit towards our all SWAC second baseman. That ball just kind of got by her. She wasn't able to get clearly on it.
She didn't get in front of it, and it bounced up. And
bounced on her. Got by her. That yielded a run, and then a ball hit sharply towards third. I don't think that should be an error, but that resulted in another run. So Alabama State has now put 4 across, and yes, as Eria says, we have a pitching change already. So with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, down 4-0, Amari Brown has been pulled by Coach Beal, and they're going to Samantha Smith. It looks like Samantha will come in relief. Tough start for the Rattlers. Amari Brown been a great pitcher all season. And one of the things that we were mentioning during the last segment with Eria, and Eria, if you're watching, explain this, because Amari will sometimes play shortstop, but I guess based on the batting lineup, I don't know if she's available anymore in this game. So, or at least we won't have her bat anymore in this game. I don't know. So maybe Eria, you can kind of break that down in the chat for us. So I still don't know. Are the outs correct on the visual via the SWAC digital? It's saying that there's 1 out. I thought there's at least 2 outs, but I think I said that earlier in the show that there were 2 outs. So you guys, anybody out there watching the live stats? Scores 4-0. Alabama State has runners on first and second. Samantha Smith is now in the circle, replacing Amari Brown, who got the start. So, yeah. All right. So, Eria says she would have to re-enter in the same spot. Okay. Man. Tough spot here. All right. While we're all kind of tuned in to both, let's try to get through a few other things while we can. Baseball. Baseball did have a good weekend. Final home stand of this 2025 regular season as we swept Alabama A&M 17-2 on Friday, 8-4. on Saturday, and then 15-5 on Sunday. When you take a look at the standings, as I mentioned, we are now sitting 2 games behind Bethune-Cookman. We have won 5 in a row. And we put a little separation between us and Grambling State, who Grambling's in 3rd, Alabama State's in 4th, followed up by Jackson State, who, look at that, Jackson State has won like 10 games in a row. So, interesting. You know, noticing Alabama State having lost 6 in a row. So, there's a chopper to the pitcher. Sam Smith throws the first, and the Lady Rattlers are actually out of the inning finally. But not before Alabama State puts 4 runs across in the top of the first, and the Lady Rattlers got work to do.
Let Marcus go ahead and get it in, you know, for he had to go night.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's only 2 outs.
That can't be right. Really? All right. I don't know. That's odd. I swear we've seen outs previously, didn't we?
Strikeout. I remember that.
One of them was a strikeout. Okay. I could be off somewhere. Let me see if I can pull up the I do have the slides, Marcus. Let me pull those up. Any while I'm pulling up, guys, any final thoughts regarding baseball here?
Nope, we got the sweep. Bethune, surprisingly, even though they were competitive, swept Alabama State.
Ooh.
So now we'll see.
That was close.
Yeah, that we'll watch the replay here. Live replay of what Marcus went through about right here. A ball hit. That was a soft hit ball, but that ball kind of floated in the air.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it kind of took off on it a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Again, the games are appearing on the SWAC digital network, which you can watch on. Okay. Let me see. One more slide here, Marcus. Give me a second, and I'll pull this up. Which one do you want to go with first, Marcus? Because I've got the commits and signees from the Olympic sports, as well as the football signees.
Let's go with the Olympic sports first.
All right, Olympic sports first, starting with softball.
No, a lot of these we've already reviewed, but so it'll be really quick. But there was a new addition, a new commitment last week. So most of these are signed players from the early signing period. And keep going. And the next one, I believe, should be Sanaya Mariex. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she committed last week out of Columbia Lake City. And so, once again, it looks like we're kind of getting someone who's speedster, slaps the ball. So we're looking at five commits, all from high school so far. So I don't know to what degree there's going to be a lot of turnover in terms of players and also in terms of pitching. So I don't know what we're going to do there. But so far, I've only found the 4 signed players that were announced by the FAMU athletic department and the one young lady who committed last week.
We have
I think that's all the scholarships because
because we have 4 or 5.
Yeah, we only had 4 or 5 seniors. Everybody else coming back.
We have to get a pitcher because Samantha Smith is graduating. That's one pitcher. I know.
You still got Amari and
Amari
and
Zoriana.
And does she get an extra year since she's at JUCO, or is that only for people who would have graduated this year?
Who, Samantha?
No, Amari. Well, yeah, actually, even Samantha too. She might get an extra year if the House thing goes through, or whatever the NCAA does. But also Amari, since she has JUCO experience, do those years count, or are they? Because there's a whole bunch of different lawsuits going different ways in terms of eligibility and whether non-NCAA years should count, or does the clock start when they hit the NCAA? So we have to see how it falls out.
Right.
Now there is one missing, not for softball, but for tennis. I couldn't find a suitable picture for our verbal commit, because I know 2 weeks ago Coach Nikki said we had 2 commits, and I was able to find one out of DC. I couldn't find the other lady. I think Gabrielle Pierce is the young lady out of DC.
You got volleyball up next. Do I go through
Yes,
volleyball?
I just want to slip that in because I didn't have any tennis, and I didn't get a chance to add it when I got home.
All right.
So
Looks
for
like we got a
volleyball,
leadoff hitter there. I'm sorry, Marcus. Just keep it updated. Leadoff hitter, Sierra Maple gets on with a single over the shortstop into short left. So 1 runner on to open the game for FAMU. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Volleyball.
All right, volleyball. Most of these are folks that we've reviewed before. Kristen Moore, Victoria Santana's the transfer. Brandy Boston committed out of California. Alexandra Moore, the sister of our first signee, both coming out of Virginia. And LaDonna Trentham, I think she was a recent commit. Well, not recent, but about 6 weeks ago. Haven't seen any since then. But there's been a slew of volleyball transfer announcements by college. I've been following the account. She popped it up. College volleyball transfers account. And I don't know if these are people who are in the portal and they're just getting around announcing it, or if these are new spring additions. So we'll see if Coach adds any more players who recently jumped in the portal. Baseball, I haven't seen a whole lot, just the one commitment from last August. Track and field, there's nothing new there. We talked about these 2 commits. I haven't seen any more new ones, and I did see one young lady that we recruited who signed with actually University of Florida, and she was one of the top track people in the state of Maryland, so we missed out there. Women's basketball.
A lot of activity here for Coach Gordon. A lot of activity.
The first couple will probably be ones that they've already signed. So Xana Justice out of Atlanta, Nia Rose out of Tennessee, Brooklyn Swan committed. She's out of North Carolina. Cornelia Ellington, another young lady out of Atlanta. And here's where we start getting the slurry of folks. So we got a transfer, Maya Giles Jones, coming out of Fordham University. She's out of North Carolina. It was a pretty storied history in high school. I think she was injured her freshman year, so she redshirted and didn't get a lot of playing time last year at Fordham. So she announced her commitment on the last week of April.
What's the size? Do you have is she
she's
got
6
position
foot.
and height?
Yeah, I have it there. She's a guard forward, and she's 6 feet.
Okay.
Listed as 6 feet. Shania McCarthy. She committed pretty much the same day. Hopefully I have the dates right. But she's a guard, and she's out of Waukeba. But she actually see if I can blow that up. But she got some accolades. I think she was Conference Player of the Year. Yep. The Inland Empire Athletic Conference Player of the Year. So that's out in California. And her team made it to the 3rd round of the Southern California Regional Playoffs. As Eria Robinson. And I'd heard something about, and I don't know if she came on the team last year and maybe sat out, but I remember seeing her name bandied about a little last year right before the season started. But she's a transfer from Tallahassee Community College, and she got her start at University of Arkansas Little Rock.
You think that she came over from
TCC?
So you're saying that she was possibly scheduled to be on the roster last season, but ended up at Tallahassee Community College? Is that what you were saying?
No, she came over from Tallahassee Community College, and I don't know if I don't know the circumstances. I won't speculate. But okay. I remember hearing her name early last fall, but she wasn't on the roster. But so I don't know if she gets an extra year or how all of it's going to shake out.
Okay.
And most recently, Jordan Body, transfer from Austin P, also from the state of Florida. And she made the first team, all-region team, and for the Florida College System Activities Association when she was in junior college. So she's coming back. So she committed last week, actually, the 4th, which was it Saturday or Monday? No, sometime recently. Sometime
Over the
within
weekend.
last
It was over the weekend.
Yeah.
The 4th was Sunday. 4th was Sunday.
Look like we go on guard heavy, and hopefully these guards can handle the ball as well as shoot the three, because those were 2 areas that we were kind of weak in. So, hopefully we have more people to work with there. And I have to add, the last has transferred out.
You didn't have to add that.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You didn't have to add that. You could let that go.
Is that Southern? So we're gonna have to see her. So
I went back through the numbers here because that's 8. Again, a lot of people got comments and thoughts and words about what coach is doing, but look at the numbers here. Again, I'm gonna go back through it. So that's 8 young ladies. 4 of them, Marcus, you pointed out, 4 of them are freshmen or will be. They're high school graduates. And then you got 4 transfers, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right.
And the question becomes, I know from earlier reports, pretty much the whole team left. Now, if the young lady Purifoy, I don't know if Purifoy is coming back, but there's only going to be a couple people.
The whole team didn't leave. Y'all, people kill me with that. You had 8,
jumped in the portal.
You had 8 people that were 7 got in the portal. 8 were graduating anyway. So it is what it is. I'm so tired of it. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It is what it is, Brian. Like you said.
It is what it is. I'm sorry, Marcus. I don't have that to say. All right. Go ahead, Mark. We're at men's basketball, Marcus. Go ahead.
So I think we have 2 jumping in for Coach Ward, Devere Palmer Jr. out of Monroe College and Christ the King High School in New York. So he was our first commit last week. And same day, Anthony Knowles, who was actually originally offered by the previous coaching staff, Coach Crary, but it didn't come from his account, but I guess it came from a prep news report account, that he actually committed to FAMU last week. There's been a few offers floating around. I don't think we have any for men's golf. I haven't seen any. That might be an old slide. And then we have the decommits only listed. And the 2 decommits are the 2 basketball players who have since committed to Grambling and were original commits to us before Coach Crary's departure.
Right. All right, a quick in-game update of the softball game. FAMU bases loaded, no outs. Alabama State just walked in the run.
Looks like they're doing a pitching change.
And they are doing a pitch. Coach P's not playing around either, so she's making a pitching change. As right now,
leave her in.
Leave her in. I'm sure Alabama State was saying the same. They were saying the same thing earlier. So the score is 4-1. 4-1 right now. Bases are loaded. No outs in the bottom of the first inning. So we got to chant the tying run. Again, this is just the first inning. My God, the fireworks already are hot. This game is going to go well. Just Marcus, you may not be able to stay up for this. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, I'm not. I'm going to have to catch the highlights tomorrow.
This game highlights. Look at you. That's funny. This game is going to go into at least the 11 o'clock hour. So I'm just telling y'all now, get ready.
It's going to go to about 11:45.
You're okay. Well, 11 o'clock Central. I said Central time.
Oh, okay.
11 o'clock. Now, the question is, do we want, well, I don't know. The question is, how will this affect tomorrow? Because I had the bracket up. If you guys look at the bracket, let me see if I have it. If I pull it up here. The way to bracket.
I'm assuming that, whoever loses this game is going to have to play early.
Well, it'll be interesting because the loser of this game is scheduled to play at 10:30 tomorrow morning. That is brutal. I'll be interested to see if the SWAC still holds to that, right? The winner of this game will play at 3:30. Either way, somebody's going to be working on very little rest and sleep. But my God, if you have to turn around and play at 10:30 tomorrow morning,
It's 3-0.
That is brutal.
The graphics guy's not keeping up. I think it's 3-0 count on, who is that? Is that Anaya Canty? I can't tell. But this umpire strike zone, the tightness of it is going to be problematic.
It's already a factor, right?
All right, we'll go to a little live in-game replay before we get into talking about the football news here while we got the bases juiced. 4-1. This is the second pitcher of the day for Alabama State. They pulled their pitcher, their starting pitcher, after she walked, the bases loaded, and then walked a run in. I didn't catch who is at the plate right now.
I think it looks like 21. I think that's Anaya Canty.
Okay.
But they're not keeping up. I think it's 3-2 now.
Yeah.
They're not even showing the strike count.
Yeah, they're having a tough time right now with the live stat. But again, this is a product of the fact that the production team that
25. That's Amari
Brown.
Yep.
That's Amari. Okay, it's a big spot for Amari. So Amari Brown is at the plate, bases loaded, no outs.
Some get back.
Exactly, some get back here.
Walked in another run.
All right.
Uh-oh. Now we got Kaylee.
Oh, this is a big game hitter right here.
She typically is.
Yeah, Kaylee has already had remember against Jackson State with a runner on. She broke up a scoreless game, and then she had the walk-off hit against Bethune just last week. You can't hide from it. That's a good take ahead. That's a good take on the first pitch. I'd make her throw me throw a strike.
Yeah, but oh man, that looks so sweet. But of course it does on TV.
Yeah, she don't walk two batters, so you gotta take.
Yeah, you gotta make her throw a strike.
You gotta make her pitch.
Looks like, Marcus, your feed might be ahead of ours here on the screen. So
it is.
We'll know what happens when we see Marcus jump out of his seat. We'll kind of get a feel of what's going to happen.
I guess the graphic guy just gave up on the strike count.
Yeah, what I was going to say about the graphics team is the production team, usually they were set up at one field. And so you probably had this, obviously when you had to run two games on two different fields, you're splitting your production team. Okay, so she pops out. So that's the first out of the inning.
Mm-hmm.
Bases are still loaded.
At least she didn't hit it to a ground ball, because it would have been a challenge for her to beat the throw to first.
What you trying to say? She ain't got no speed.
I'm just glad she didn't hit a ground ball.
You too. Who is this? Is Brianna? I think this might be.
Is that like a kinder, gentler gunshot?
Was that a soundboard? Did you make that noise, or is that actually the soundboard that you have, Kelvin?
That's a board I'm using.
See, that's Kelvin. Kelvin did that, not us. BT, you know that. That's Kelvin who did that. Well, we getting some cuts. We getting some good cuts.
Need
All
to
right.
get it going the other way.
Live looking here. Games on SWAC Digital Network. This is the semifinal of the winners bracket. FAMU versus Alabama State. Also being played right now simultaneously is Jackson State and Bethune-Cookman on another field at the Gulfport complex. Whew. And are you guys able to confirm that is Brianna Duggins at the plate? Obviously, I can't see numbers.
I think so.
Is that number 20? If it's 20, that's Bree.
It is.
Okay, that's Brianna Duggins. All right. It's a big spot right here for Brianna.
She almost took out the runner in the batter circle. And took out the batter.
Staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live look in of the SWAC Softball Tournament Championship. Make sure. Tried to throw a little off-speed pitch, but Brianna still found it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the like button. If you're watching the show right now, hit that thumbs up and the like button. It's been a good show. You know. All right. Are we still on a 1-2 count? I think we've seen about 4 foul balls so far.
Yes.
Yep. Make that number 5.
Make her work. Make her work. Till she make
work. She's making her work. Don't jinx me, Keith. Don't jinx me. Don't jinx me.
By the way, we got a special guest next week.
Yeah.
First time on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I looked at the calendar. I saw that.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Need a 2-out hit.
All right. So that ends up going down as a strikeout.
Yeah.
It was a great job by the runner on first to get back. I don't know. Is she out? You have to tag her.
Yeah, you do have to tag her.
Okay, you got to tag her. All right. Damn. All right. Who is that at the plate now?
He was calling her out at the plate anyway. I don't think it was live at that point.
Well, if he caught her off, like if throw would have got down there and she would have caught her before she got back on base, that would have been out number 3. Because she threw it out down there and tried to pick her off.
No, she threw it down there, I thought, because she wasn't sure if there was contact or not with the ball before.
Any updates on who this is at the plate? Are you one of you guys watching live stats? Who is this at the plate?
Dang.
Uh-oh. Strikeout. Yeah. Ooh.
That was a prime opportunity.
Well, all right. Well,
I'm surprised we didn't try to play some small ball. I know the 2 previous batters who were out, not super good runners, but I was surprised we didn't try to.
We had hitters up. We had hitters up. We had big play. We had big hitters up. So I mean, I get it.
Bases loaded.
Bases loaded with no outs. Well, we got 2 though, so we have to score 4-2.
Yeah.
Still a lot of softball left to play.
Yep.
All right, Marcus. Here we go. Verbal commits and signees from football. Let's run through what we got here. Are we? You got the newest guys first, or we got to go through the old?
No, it's at the end. You can skip down and.
That's all right. We'll just kind of move through what we got. We have gone through many of these names with you guys many a times before.
And actually, Elijah Alexander jumped in the portal.
Okay.
Or, well, he's in the portal. I don't know if I describe it as a jump. Who knows? All right. I guess Trentarius Lovett. I think these are the April commits. We might have gone over these before, but just to refresh. Trentarius Lovett and I don't know how to pronounce his first name. Okay, slow down, Bryan. Go back.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Treavis Jones, Tallahassee natives coming back from Coffeyville Community College. So offensive lineman and a running back. Next one, Isaiah Davis, transfer committed on Instagram. So it's kind of, and then he, like a day later, put it on Twitter. But he's a defensive back coming in from UConn, I think for his last year, but he's originally from Atlanta. Josiah Watkins. So the next two are high school recruits. They're high school signees from Mandarin High School. Adrian Medine, 6'2", 300 defensive lineman. So we're getting defensive lineman in. Next one, I think the transfer is Miles Campbell. And I remember when he transferred from Tennessee, I was hoping we had a chance then, but he went to NC Central. And now he's coming to us. He committed last week. So we had more to the tight end room. And I believe I have his young man's first name right. CJ Jones. I'm sorry. CJ Montez.
Yep.
Coming over from Fordham. Played high school ball in California. And I think he came out COVID. So he was class of 2021. And
actually, Marcus, he's from Kent State. That's where he was.
Yeah.
This past
there for a semester. He was there for a semester, but it sounds as though the coach got fired, and once the coach leaves, all players get a 30-day reprieve to jump in the portal, and there's some innuendo that we may have tried, looked at him during the fall semester or during the December window.
We were trying to get him before he went to Kent.
We were that close
in
the fall. Yeah.
And I need to update that because I have some more updated information, but I didn't get a chance to update the slides with some of his background. He committed last week.
Well, he did have one of the I forgot which show. Was it last week? Was it last week? Or did we talk about this, Kelvin?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he had one of the best or one of the fewest interception rates in the past 25 years of FCS football, where he had like 300 something attempts and only one interception.
3,000 yards and
nearly 3,000 yards.
He had a stellar year in 2023, and then he got hurt in
third game of the season in 2024. Yep.
All right, Chris Williams. Now, this is an interesting story. He committed last week. And, we have another Chris Williams that just graduated, a young man from Rickards. Right. But this Chris Williams from Tampa Catholic, he was originally approached by Coach Simmons and staff, and he committed to us summer 2021. He ended up going JUCO. And then when he came out of JUCO last spring, we offered him again, and he went to Louisiana Monroe. And so it looks like third time's a charm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Third time's a charm. All right.
And there's some roster up. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think you can cover it. Guys who jumped in the portal?
No, that's another slide.
Okay.
Do you want to go through any of this?
No, I think we did already. Names that we went through on roster updates from spring practice. And there's some names we did a little research on. And, we'll have to see if everything stays true when the fall hits. I do have a slide for the transfers, but I may have to get out of here pretty soon. Those are decommits. So, okay. It's a whole different slide presentation. But I did see that Michael Smith, one of our former kickers, committed to University of Tulsa today. And we also know that James Ash committed to Auburn, and Junior Miratovich jumped in the portal last week.
Okay.
And I would suspect, I don't know. I'm sorry?
Kobe Girls too.
Yeah, Kobe Gross. And I would suspect, I don't know, with the amount of offers, because we've been offering a lot of wide receivers recently and a lot of offensive linemen. I don't know if the full tally of FAMU players who are in the portal has been revealed. I mean, I know it's something that, they usually reveal on their own unless there's somebody on the inside who has info for them. But we're making an awful lot of offers for the few spots that are seemingly coming through, other than seniors. And then we also offered a quarterback today as well, even on the heels of getting a commitment from CJ Montes. We offered a JUCO quarterback out of California. And another running back.
Campbell, he jumped back in.
Yeah. In and out.
Yeah, he was in and out, and we're
Back
offering a lot of offensive linemen as well. So I know I need to get. Oh gosh, things are not going well.
Ah, damn. So we got a throwing error. As Samantha Smith, I'm not sure what she's trying to. Let's watch the replay here. I can got the replay pulled up here.
Okay. Oh no, she wasn't paying attention. The runner just took off on the throwback from the catcher.
Well, but I wonder, should this have been on the catcher though? Should the catcher have thrown that ball to third? Because the catcher can clearly see everything. And so I think the catcher got caught off guard, threw it to the pitcher, and then, in haste, Samantha throws a ball that maybe the third baseman wasn't ready for.
Yeah, I mean, we were just caught slipping. We were just caught napping.
I mentioned when we had
Coach P is being aggressive.
Coach P is aggressive.
Yeah.
Coach, absolutely. Offensively, she's extremely aggressive.
And I gotta imagine at this point, Coach P maybe knowing quite a few of the young ladies on our roster. Another run comes across.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't help that, Samantha pitched. She basically pitched 5 innings yesterday, from the 4th to the 9th.
4 2/3.
So she pitched shutout ball. Gave up a few hits, a few walks, but shutout ball yesterday. Now she's got to come back on, literally 1 out in the first inning. It has to be the long relief again, and you can see she, the sweat's glistening off her face.
I think there's 2 things happening here. And I think one, the aggressiveness of Coach P, right? And you talked about that. So if Coach P got a sense that, okay, and this is the advantage of getting the bat first. And we saw those pitches that Amari was trying to get the outside part of the plate, the umpire wasn't giving it to her. We had end up with walks. Then you get runners on the base pad. Coach P is like, okay, let's be aggressive. We got them sort of a little wobbly, and then it just kind of keeps going. At this point,
snowballs.
Every time they get a runner on base, somebody's going to be running. Coach P is going. They're going to be aggressive, and I think you got the factors of possibly the weather, the late start. Remember, we were supposed to play this game at 3:30. And this game didn't start until there's a 6-hour delay in the game time for us. So remember, this was something that, if you recall last year, Coach P spoke about. Remember, there was a delay last year, and she spoke to how that delay maybe affected the team. And we had a sluggish start in that game. We ended up winning that game, but there was a sluggish start. And I'm betting you anything, guys, that experience that she had last year, she probably did something different in preparing her team for this game. Just a thought. So.
All right. hopefully they'll pull it out. I'll see you in the morning. But,
all right. Marcus says he has to go. Marcus, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for the updates. And be well. We'll keep your fingers crossed. Say a prayer for the Lady Rattlers as you go
keep the rally caps on.
Exactly. Keep the rally caps on while you go to bed. So you might need to go back to the green hat, Kelvin. Seem to have more luck with the green hat. All right, Marcus. We'll holler.
All right.
All right. Good stuff. We're still trying to hit the outside part of the plate. All right, what else haven't we hit on, Kelvin? Because, like I said, it's going to be a long one. I don't know if we want to do at this rate. The way this game has gone, I don't feel like doing a late long watch party because I feel like
no, I need to be on the couch.
I do too. I do too. Ooh, nice play by Kiana. Let me see if they show a replay of this play by Kiana coming over from, here we go. Watch this replay. Again, one runner on, one out. Ball hit to short center. Kiana coming over from second base, running hard to make this play. So, good stuff. Samantha Smith in the circle for FAMU right now. Makes you wonder, Kelvin, will we see Zoriana at some point in the way this game is going? And especially,
probably not. She's probably going to be the starter for tomorrow. So,
but I feel like Samantha's throwing a lot of pitches right now. She's if you go look at the pitch count,
the Gremlin pitch 9 innings. It's not uncommon for
well, how many pitches though? It's not just the innings, it's how many balls, how many pitches.
I mean, we left 9 I think it was 9 going into that ninth inning, at least 9 runners on base. So she didn't face the minimum. She faced quite a few.
All right. All right. What other news and notes do we have? Transactions that we might be overlooking or not speaking on?
Just emphasize baseball is really big series coming up. Grambling hosts Bethune-Cookman this weekend, and we're at Texas Southern. I think this weekend will determine whether or not we have a shot at first place.
You're right. So Grambling, if Grambling can get,
they're hot. They can get 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
And we to go 2 or 3 or a sweep. It'll be tied. We'll be tied with Bethune. They have the tiebreaker head to head, but they got to finish with Texas Southern. We finished with an Alcorn team that's got about 3 wins.
Yes. Yeah. Alcorn is at the bottom of the standings. Let me see. I know I have the baseball standings here somewhere. Yeah. There's the baseball standing. So very likely that we can get that win to close out the baseball season. And we'll see. We'll see. Can Grambling push? You know, Texas Southern has lost 3 in a row. You know, we got to come to play. You know, we got to definitely finish this up. So that's this weekend. Again, these are the last 2 series. So it'd be nice to come out of this weekend at worst 1 game out of first place, and really that would put some pressure on Bethune. But again, we because of the fact that we got swept by Bethune, we're not really just 2 games behind. We're really 3 games. We're 3 games away from winning the SWAC
correct
regular season. So even if we finish in a tie,
Right.
We
They got
don't
tiebreaker.
they have the tiebreaker. So yeah. Good point by Gail. Appreciate you, Gail. Zoe pitched every game last year, so I think we might see Zoe at some point, Kelvin. Again, I don't have the live stats pulled up.
Not unless the game is in jeopardy or something, like if it's close. Otherwise, there's no need to pitch her.
Well,
I mean, you ain't gonna pitch her. You're not gonna waste her arm when you need her for the next game, in a game that's 3-4 runs away. So we have to close the gap, and for that to even be a consideration, I would think.
All right, the Rattlers get out of the top of the second, giving up another 2 runs. And so we go to the bottom half of the second, trailing by 4 runs again, 6-2. Shall we mention, Kelvin, the news that came out regarding the APR?
Sure.
I gotta find that article.
Well, first of all, just for clarity, we've never came off of probation. So, they suspended any sanctions with APR for a couple of years after COVID. But, we've already been on probation. And then the 1 year APR, which needs to be 930, was what, 907 or something like that for the 23-24 year. In football only.
So what was I'm trying to recall where I saw the article.
Golf had a perfect score.
Okay. North Carolina Central had a perfect score in terms of football. So I told you I was curious about what the APR scores really say. What do they really say? Because I think the APRs are related to graduating in a certain time period.
And retention.
Okay.
Because if somebody transfers and they haven't graduated, you get basically like 2 retention points for someone who stays with your program and graduates. But if that same player transferred to another school, even if they go to another school that is an NCAA school, you lose a retention point. So instead of getting 2 points toward a formula, you get 1 point for that student athlete. So, it involves transfers and retention. And you'll probably see the programs like a Central that don't do a whole lot of transfers. They're probably going to have the highest score. Those who do more development. And, some of it is making progress to your degree and coursework. But that formula is actually is a higher standard than what the regular student general body is.
Okay. Reading here from HBCU Game Day. Okay. As the NCAA's latest APR, academic progress rate report, came out. Of course, there are 2 schools within the SWAC who, based on their low academic performance scores, are going to be ineligible for postseason play. Not that I think either of these teams would have been in play for a postseason bid, but still, UAPB and Mississippi Valley State.
2 schools that lose a lot of players to the transfer portal.
And then let's see. So Scores and penalties. In the 23-24 academic year, UAPB's football program recorded an APR of 914, while Mississippi Valley State posted a score of 904. Both scores fall below the 930 benchmark, which resulted in level 1 penalties, including practice reductions. Additionally, now these programs are barred from postseason competition because of a second consecutive year, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, now here's where this is relative to FAMU. FAMU received an APR of 911, which, while below the threshold, FAMU's penalty was limited to a reduction in practice time without a postseason ban.
Because we was over there for the previous year.
Right. So I believe if I read the article correctly, or wherever I read it, our practice time, instead of 20 hours per week, will be reduced to 16 per week.
Which we've done many times. Coach Woods had sanctions with practice time, which really means you have Mondays off from actual athletic practice, and you do a study hall or academic session. Coach Earl Holmes, he had sanctions that he had to deal with from a previous, so he didn't practice on Mondays. So unfortunately, we have experience with this.
That extra 4 hours of practice from 20 to 16, you're supposed to be, I guess, committing 4 hours to additional academic time.
Yeah.
All right. Bottom of the second inning, Rattlers unable to put any runs across the plate. So through 2 innings, Alabama State 6, FAMU 2. So we're still down 4 now. Let's see. Any other? I don't know if there's any other takeaways, Kelvin. I am interested to see. And again, I don't know how again, I guess the biggest question that people will ask, is there something that FAMU is not doing? And I don't know if there's anything that we're not doing. How would you answer that question to someone and say, okay, well, what are we not doing? Why is our number so low again?
Well, it's not that it's so low. 9-11 is what, 13. I mean, on about what, 20 points?
19, yeah, 19
points from where it needs to be, and that could literally be like two players who transferred if they had stayed. Could move that point. That can move it. So, what I would say is we might want to tweak the number, or look at, and I know coach is doing this, Coach Cozy. Look at transfers we bringing in, or the kids we recruiting, make sure they're here for the right reasons and want to stick with the program as much as possible. It's just tough to meet that formula when you got so many transfers that jump in and out.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the transfer year going from Simmons to Colsey, correct?
Coach Colsey full year was last year, so that would be Simmons last year.
Okay, but the numbers. Okay, see that this is the part of the trying to understand the timing on all of this, because even though it says 23-24, isn't it based on those kids who left at the end of I remember 24 was when the transition happened. So in the middle of the year.
No, so it's always a year behind because you have to complete the calendar, the athletic calendar year. So this report was given to the president and the administration sometime in the fall, usually around October, November. Then they give the universities a chance to respond to the NCAA, and then the report becomes public usually in 1st of May. That's kind of the cycle of APR compliance. So this was computed for the 23 fall 23 to 24 year.
Okay.
Year will be 24-25.
I get that, but kids transferred in December, January, which is in the middle of the semester. In the middle of the 23-24 year. I mean, that's when we had the changeover.
It's still the cycle, I guess. I mean, coaches came in 20 February. He was officially announced February, I think. And
right.
Yeah, there was a bunch of kids that jumped in like December, January.
Right.
Yeah.
So if those kids had not found a new home, or I don't know. I'm not putting blame on any coach. I'm just I'm not surprised at the number, because if the number is about retention and the number is based, if the number for, I guess my question, Kelvin, there's got to be a parallel that would make it easy to understand this. Low number relative to the number of transfers in and out.
Well, I look at it like this. So with football, you talking 63, but you can split them. So you talking up to maybe, because anybody who get athletic aid is counted toward APR. So you can be looking up to 90 kids. And then all other sports, the next sports with any kind of significant number would be what? Women's track and baseball, which both somewhere between 30 and 35. And then the numbers are significant. So football has a huge number compared to the rest of the department, number one. And again, every year we're bringing in, 20 plus transfers, and we lose some for various reasons. And well, it doesn't matter that they're in good academic standing, you still lose a retention point. So the formula is kind of jacked up, and with the portal the way it is, and the transfer portal and all that, and pay for hire, I'm fairly sure this is going away.
I would hope
really soon.
Hopefully. Yeah. 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning for FAMU softball. But Alabama State now has runners on the corners, 1st and 3rd, with 2 outs. As Alabama State executed a very nice bunt. And man, this is going to be a tough watch this evening. Again, I'm gonna have to reach out to somebody and find out some clarification on, the winner of this game advances to the to the championship. Well, I don't know. Do we call it the championship of the winners bracket? I guess so.
Basically, the semifinals.
Yes.
Two winners play each other, right?
Right.
Two teams, they have no losses, right?
Right. They'll play tomorrow and at 3:30. But the loser of this game, if the SWAC sticks with the original schedule, is slated to play at 10:30 Central Time. Yeah, and it must be a nice muggy night in Gulfport, because you can tell, if you're watching, you can look at Samantha on the mound, and she is glistening right now. So ball slapped to third over the first, and FAMU gets out of the inning, giving up no additional runs. Alabama State leaves 2 on. So our score is 6-2. We head to the bottom of the third inning.
Let me mention on track, I guess the track championship for the SWAC is what, next week?
Yes, it is the next Monday through Wednesday, beginning the 12th through the 14th.
Yep, outdoor track. And well, I'm not going to tease it. I'm going to just go ahead and drop it. Making his debut on the O&G StrikeZone this Wednesday is no other than Coach Charlie Ward.
We're gonna have to work on that soundboard you got. Yeah, Coach Ward planning to come on the show. So actually, let me get some clarification here, Kelvin. The Outdoor SWAC Championships begin on Sunday, May 11th, and go through Tuesday the 13th. So when we come on the air next Wednesday, we will know, how track and field program, men and women, do. The tournament or the championships are at Southern University in Baton Rouge. And it's about the same time as the golf NCAA regionals, which will be in Tallahassee on the 12th through the 14th. So we've got next week, in the early part of the week, the outdoor championships and the NCAA regionals for golf. So next week's show we'll have some results on all of that for next week.
More champions.
Yeah, more opportunities for champions. And who knows, by the time we come on next week, we may have a softball championship as well. That's the hope. That's the hope.
That's the hope. We claiming it.
All right, I like it. I want to give a last mention to the number of spring student athletes that graduated from FAMU over the weekend. 41 in total. And I did a breakdown by sport. And there were 7 players from baseball, 7 from men's basketball, including SWAC Player of the Year Sterling Young, SWAC Newcomer of the Year Milton Matthews. Both of those 2 young men are Florida A&M University graduate alums. Football had 6 players graduate. Softball, women's basketball, and volleyball, 5 players each graduated. Women's track and cheerleading had 2 students graduate, and bowling and men's track had 1. So there's a little synopsis of 41 graduates. So very, very good speeches from the commencements over the weekend. I don't know if FAMU actually posted the commencement speeches by themselves, but I would hope that they would.
They're on the FAMU YouTube.
Okay, I'm about to go check it out because I think I caught all of Dr. Bernard Kinsey's. But if not, I feel like I might have missed the first 10 minutes of it. I'd love to be able to go back to watch it. And then, as you said, the other two speakers from Friday night and then Saturday afternoon. Kinsey's was in the morning on Saturday because I know I was out walking, listening to it. So again, go to the FAMU YouTube page and go check out those graduation speeches.
12 game schedule. FCS having 12 game schedule in footballs. It's going to be a permanent thing now.
Oh, when did that come out?
They voted, the committee voted for it this week, came out this week, but the full vote, I think it was just rubber stepping. It happens in a few days, I think. But it passed the committee already.
I think it's time. I mean, that's an opportunity to generate revenue for a lot of our schools. So good stuff. I'm excited to see that.
Absolutely. And I have some thoughts on that, and I'm thinking for FAMU, the MEAC got to make some decisions with only 6 members, but at least for us, our standpoint, I can see another FCS rivalry coming along and having another neutral site classic, probably. Say a Tennessee State somewhere.
All right, live look in here as Kaylee Spooner gets a double, a 2-out double to cut the deficit to 3 as she ropes this one right into left center. Nice piece of hitting there by Keeley. All the way to the wall. Runner comes from first all the way home. Good stuff.
I told you this team, they used to this.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice if we could cut the deficit to at least 2, if nothing else. 2 outs here.
Don't jinx this.
Okay, I'll be quiet. This is Brianna Duggins at the plate here with 2 outs. Keely Spooner, the catcher, is on second there. I believe the count is now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, it is 9:54 Central Time, 10:54 on the East Coast. Uh-oh. Can't catch her. Can't catch her. Can't catch her. Thought you could catch her, but you can't. Is that gonna be interference though?
No, it ain't interference because the pitcher knocked the ball
deflected
down.
Off the pitcher.
Right.
Well, that's what they're gonna talk about.
Knocked it down and changed the direction of the ball. So
she ran over her though.
I mean, she was in the way.
Well, deflection. Okay, so deflection puts the ball live in play.
Yeah, where she was going, the ball wasn't even going to where the shortstop was going.
So if that ball
and she's in the baseline, so
she is in the baseline.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting though. I don't know the rules well enough to see what's going on here. So are they going to say she's out of the baseline, though? Look at where she's running.
No, that's still within. And like I said, the ball got deflected.
Right, because if the ball doesn't get deflected, it's going up the middle.
Then it might be an argument.
This will be interesting as the officials, the umpires, come to a meeting of the minds here. I don't think this is good for us.
She can challenge it though. I think this is challengeable. She get 2 challenges, so. But I'm interested in the explanation because, you know, Coach P complained about. If you remember, Coach P complained about she knew the rules and umpires didn't know the rules. And if you watched the game last night, against Bethune, they was on the sideline for about like 10, 15 minutes going through the rule books. Trying to figure out.
Here's 80 Drew. 80 is a scorer. So let's see. 80 says that the runner has the right and makes her own line. Once the ball is deflected, the runner has the right. So, okay. So they're going to the replay, though, and now they got to go talk to Coach P.
Yeah, they don't know. Coach P know the rules. She know the rules. Yeah, I saw that game. I saw the game last night at BCU when he was around there talking like 15 minutes trying to figure out what the call should be.
Well, again, I wish I could put on. I don't want to get into any kind of. I don't want to get into. This is a good point here. JT says she's the new coach, won't get the benefit of this doubt.
I mean, the rules are the rules, man. I don't know. You aware of an exchange we had with somebody yesterday. I don't believe in all this history stuff, man. The rules are the rules for everybody. Call it the way it's supposed to be called.
Oh, they just ruled her out. Well, somebody's going to have to explain this one to me, Drew.
Yeah, because she challenged it. I mean, Coach P, you remember Coach P said the exact same thing last year about SWAC umpiring for the tournament.
Well, see what's interesting though, I'm wow. Yeah, exactly, Drew. Wow. Ooh, boy, I can't wait to hear the explanation. This is going to be a good one.
You ain't going to hear one. You ain't going to hear one. Coach Bell going to be mad as hell.
All right. Well, let's get ready to put this one to bed. It's been a good show tonight. Got to thank Sarah Rakim and Reagan Harris for joining us earlier in the first hour. Eria Williams Young for joining us in hours 2 and giving us a good breakdown of the SWAC tournament and the first inning. Ooh, and also, hey, Marcus came in and joined us in hour number 3. As he was there for hour 2. He was there for the interview with Eria. So Marcus dropped some recruiting news and some updates for us. And yeah, so now we will get ready to log off and go watch the rest of this contest on the SWAC Digital Network as we go to the top of the 4th inning. FAMU softball trailing 6-3. Charles Edmond is on the call, so I know it'll be a good broadcast. Anybody got a score update on the other game? Jackson State and Bethune. Anybody got a score update? We'll watch. Give me that again, one more time. Jackson State is up 7-0 right now over Bethune. Oh boy, you're a fool, Kelvin. We got to work on that board. Get the volume up. We got to figure out how to get the volume up so it plugs into your system. Yeah, we'll talk off. Oh, there you go. See, that was good. The volume was good on whatever you just did. The volume was good.
It just be too loud in my head.
Well, okay. So see,
I gotta adjust my headset. Yeah.
Yes, you have to adjust the headset. That's what you got to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up and the like button, however and wherever you're watching the show. You can see how you can support the show via Cash App, or you can send us a super chat in the super chat features there on the JBN Online, or you can join the YouTube channel, be a part of the Jericho Broadcast Network's Black College Sports Network family, and join the YouTube channel in a monthly contribution. A cup of coffee is always appreciated. So thank you to those of you who are members, those of you who do support the show, and continue sharing the show with the family, however and wherever you can. And do me a favor, go download the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere that you listen to podcasts, on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, all of those places that you can download our shows. And that'll do it. And again, thank you to everybody for the birthday wishes and thoughts. It was very appreciated, very blessed to be.
Thank you, Sam Gilbert.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Sam Gilbert. I can't wait to talk. We got to talk offline about that project there, because I think that could be huge. And I would rather, I want us to run it through us. Put that, you got the green one next to you? One more time. Show people the green one.
I know. I put it up.
Okay. All right. Well, you take a couple pictures and we'll post them. We'll talk later. All right. For Marcus Green, Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. Hey, thank you everybody for watching the show tonight. We're gonna say a prayer and go watch the rest of this FAMU softball game. And watch us.
We're gonna get this championship. We're gonna come back.
Exactly. Watch us rally and get this dub against Alabama State. So stay locked in to the O&G StrikeZone everywhere, on Instagram, on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook at O&G StrikeZone. All right. Peace out. Things up. And we'll talk to you next week.